Hello, everybody. I hope you all are doing well. Welcome to the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. It is the 16th of April, 11:13 p.m. Naruto's Legal Consultancy. Naruto-san, it's been a very trying day, hasn't it? I do hope you're not too exhausted. What about you, Susato-san? Today has been even more trying for you, I'm sure. Mr. Sholmes was shot before your eyes, GINA was arrested, and all on the back of the news that her father has fallen ill and that she must return to Japan at once. I hope your father recovers soon. Thank you for your kind words. I wonder why it is. As so many thoughts rage in my head like a storm. And yet, I seem unable to find the words to express any of them. I know exactly what you mean. Anyway, I have one final task to complete as your judicial assistant. Once that is done, I shall make preparations for my departure tomorrow. One final task. Converse? Just 2 months since we arrived in London. But we've managed to establish this office. It was finally feeling as though we were settling in. I would be lying if I said I felt no regrets. I'm sorry, Susato-san. It's just so sudden. I really don't know what to think. I had no time to gather my thoughts. I know. You've only been here for a short time, but in my limited experience of the courtroom, I feel I've learned something. And what would that be? It would seem to me there are many facets to people's personalities. Facets. And like a jewel, the light plays off them in complex patterns, illuminating their actions and their motives. But we see only a small number of the total facets, and what is illuminated is only a part of the whole story. What lies in the shadows? What do those facets we cannot see look like? Perhaps they are just some parts we'll never lay eyes on for as long as we live. That's so true. Sometimes I feel as though I'm blind to so much, and I keep hoping that one day it will all become clear. That all the facets will be illuminated and I'll finally understand how everything fits together. Naruto-san, I suppose what matters is that we keep our eyes open and keep moving forward. Even if the way sometimes seems dark. It's amazing to think it's just been 2 months. You've grown so much. Sorry? I've what? Oh no, it was nothing. Unimportant. You know what time you will leave in the morning? Yes, I picked up my ticket earlier. I shall be leaving here at 4 a.m. See, well, I'll escort you to the station. Absolutely not. Sorry? I'm sure you realize why I can possibly let you do that. You have a very important day ahead of you tomorrow. GINA's trial. Yes, I know, but every word you utter will have the potential to determine GINA's fate. You must get as much rest as possible. Even though, like me, I'm sure you will find it hard to sleep. But please, for me, do try. You mentioned one final task a moment ago. What did you mean? Oh my, I nearly forgot. Please, I want you to have this. What is that? Some huge bundle of documents? It's my notes from the case 2 months ago. The murder that was committed on the omnibus. The McGilded case. It seems to me that this case of Mr. Windibake's murder, of which GINA is accused, is very much tied to that omnibus case, in ways that are not yet completely apparent. So I took the liberty of consolidating my writings about the case for you. With everything else she's had to think about, Misato-san's managed to do this, and all neatly laid out for me in her beautiful handwriting. It was my pleasure. I can only hope that it will bolster your case tomorrow for GINA. Thank you so much, Susato-san. I will do my best to use it wisely. You really are the best judicial assistant in the world. Well, that's extremely flattering. But I'm sorry to say that I've been a complete failure. Sorry? I didn't quite catch what you said there. Oh, ignore me. I was just mumbling to myself. What? Can't just brush that off. My heart. Well, it's getting rather late. I think you should go to bed now, Naruhodo-san. I must finish packing up my things in my room. So that's son. I wish you the very best of luck tomorrow. Good night. Wait, there's something I need to. What was that? A secret technique of mine. Susato shut down. Shut down? Please, I implore you. If we have to voice our goodbyes, I won't be able to hold back my tears. Susato-san. It truly had been a trying day. On our feet for hours, getting GINA to open up to us, and learning the truth about the nemesis of a case. Physically and mentally, I was exhausted, and yet the idea of sleep seemed impossible. But I forced myself to close my eyes. As a cacophony of scenes of our lives here in London played through my head, eventually, my fatigue triumphed and I fell into a deep sleep. At the end of this part, I know we were left at the end of one. Not yet, still no deep to be continued. The 17th of April, the small hours. St. Siner's Hospital, Ward 3. Yes, I quite understand. There's a great weight off my mind. Rest assured, I shall put everything in place exactly as we have discussed. Thank you so much. It has been an honor and a pleasure to be acquainted with you, Mr. Sholmes. Who's he talking to? On the contrary, the pleasure has been mine. I bid you farewell, and Godspeed. Oh, there we go. My dear madam. He's doing great and fine. But I wonder what all that was about. Save our progress? Yes. Must save progress in all 3 of my slots. I normally just had 2, but I made a 3rd one because I was letting someone else use my PC. So make sure they don't actually delete it. When I awoke the following morning, Susato-san was already gone. Outside the window, the rain came down in sheets, and so began an even longer day than the last. One that I would remember for the rest of my days. 17th April, 9:32 a.m., the Old Bailey Defendant's Antechamber. We're finally here. Morning, GINA. I'm determined to prove your innocence today. I'm sure we can do it. Where's your friend, then? Sorry? You know, in a fancy dress. Susato or whatever say it. I don't know. Mr. Sato had to leave early this morning. He was already gone by the time I woke up. Can I look at the book? Do I already have it? I do already have it. Case summary, the victim found deceased on the last scheduled omnibus of the day after a stab wound to the abdomen. Details of the victim. Brickmaker, east of London. Trial summary, defendant Magnum Gilded, persecution. The defendant conviction was assured with 3 eyewitness testimonies. However, a surprise 4th witness testimony resulted in acquittal due to insufficient evidence. Alright, so that's stuff we have from there. She was already gone by the time I woke up. You alright with that, are you? Forget about me if you like. Go off and see her. It's fine. It's not as though Mrs. Sato and I won't meet again one day. Even so, but you, GINA, you only get one chance. The trial today is all we have. Ah, that's right. They don't do multiple trials. I was wondering if they would do multiple trials, but let's see. Good morning, you two. How are you feeling, Guinea? Did you manage to sleep? Iris, what are you doing here? What do you mean? When a friend is in need, we show our support. Isn't that right, Waggy? And off he goes. Ah, Waggy! Great way to show your support, Kitty. Let me have a nose around. What can it do? Oh, that reminds me. I brought a paper on the way here. Would you like the good news or the bad news? What do you say, Runo? Guinea? Oh, well, I think I'd rather go get the bad news out of the way first. Nah, always take the good news first. You might not live to hear the bad. Yes, that question always gives away people's personalities. Let's not go there. Alright, then I'll give you the bad news first. A record amount of rain has fallen this morning, and carriages all over the capital are struggling to move. Huh, the bad news was a weather report? So I hope that Susie made her train to Dover and that the train isn't delayed on its way to the port. Gosh, yes. Alright then, what's the good news? Well, the rain is forecast to subdue this afternoon, so even if the rain is delayed, it should be able to make up the time later. Well, that is good news, isn't it? I could have given monkeys, really. If only all the good news canceled out the bad. Look, this trial has made the headlines too. Pawnbrokers perishes in pick-purse plunder, see? Just, how do you like that? Well, let them say what they want, see if I care. I can't because you're covering your face. Don't worry, Runo will soon show everyone that this headline is nonsense. I will? And then in tomorrow's papers, the headlines will be... Discharged diver is dauntless do-gooder. Isn't that right, Runo? Oh, yes, let's hope so. Oh, of course they will. I have absolute faith in you. How was that? I was trying to sound like Susie. Did it work? Did it? It's like she was still there. Alright, we got today's papers. Maybe we could take a glance at that before we go in. Oh, too late. We're already going in. Nope, never mind. Well, look at the paper really quick before we continue on. Let's see. Anything on the back? Or specifically... There's a sensational story lowered down the front page as well. Look. Ministry Mall classified secrets may have been leaked overseas from the Ministry of Justice. For a 10-year-old, Iris certainly has a finger on the pulse of the world news. It's about the secret communication between Great Britain and its allies. Apparently they're being intercepted by hostile nations. Communications being intercepted, but how would somebody be doing that? That's the question, isn't it? I've come up with 3 different possibility methods so far. Are you looking for a new career, Runo? No, of course not. I wonder, perhaps this is what Lord Strong was talking about yesterday. Yes, it could be. It could be explain why he has Grexy running from pillar to post at the moment. Let's see, the morning newspaper was containing an article about government secrets being leaked from the foreign agencies. I don't know how that will be related to this case, but it's apparently there's on the docket, on the evidence. Pawnbroking perishes in pickpockets plunder. How awful for Guinea, I mean. But tomorrow's headline would be, Discharged diver is dauntless do-gooder, right? Yes, something like that. If possible, I'd like to go even bigger. Bigger? How? Proud pickpocket protects planet post-trial. Perhaps. Protects planet. Oh, I can't wait for tomorrow now. It's going to be so great. I guess everything's just going to be a repeat of what else is on the paper now. Don't really see anything else here. Good luck then, Ryuno. I'll do what I can. Obviously, I don't know law like Susie does, but still. I'll be by your side the whole time, giving you moral support and encouragement. I'm not sure that big thing is comforting as you think it is, to be honest, but thank you, Iris. That's very kind of you. Oh yeah, Iris? Yes, Guinea? Well, I was wondering is all about Sholmes. Did they fix him up alright? Yes, the operation was a great success, but heard he still hasn't come around yet. Eh? I've asked a friend of mine at Scotland Yard to send a telegram as soon as he wakes up. I'm sure Gregson will let us know the moment there's news. Oh, right. No Susato-san and no Mrs. Sholmes. It's all down to me today to prove that GINA is innocent of this crime. Miss GINA Lestrade, counsel for the defense. The trial is about to begin. Please make your way into the courtroom. It's time then. Yes, let's go, GINA. Iris. Lead the way, Ryuno. Poor GINA. She's trying to put on a brave face, but I can tell she's worried and scared. I have to believe in her from start to finish. That's a weapon that will secure our victory here. If I learned anything from my great friend, it's that. 17th April, 10 a.m., the Old Bailey courtroom. Oh, I got some familiar faces to enjoy. In the name of Her Majesty the Queen, I hereby declare the court to be in session. This trial shall determine the guilt or innocence of Miss GINA Lestrade. I now call upon the counsels for the prosecution and defense to declare their willingness to proceed. The prosecution is ready. The defense is ready. Lord Van Zeeks, my lord, remind me how many years ago it was that you withdrew from the public prosecution service? It was some 5 years ago, my lord. Yes, and then 2 months ago you were serviced somewhat unexpectedly. Here you are again today. Are there some circumstances of which the court should be aware of that have led us to erratic behavior? And what one might describe as your former life 5 years past. You dealt exclusively in the matter of concern with the highest echelons of society and governments. Yeah. Yet today you choose to try a simple case of burglary and murder. I confess I find it more than a little befuddling, counsel. There are two types of persons I can abide. Firstly, those wealthy scoundrels who hide behind the mask of philanthropy to cheat the public at large. He means Mr. McGilden, who you defended against the Reaper 2 months ago. Yes, I just about managed to work that around, thank you. Magnus McGilden. If I'd known that what a monster he was, I would have never defended him. And secondly, even more loathsome, those witty scoundrels who masquerade as allies only to effect total betrayal in the final hour. In other words, the confidence tricksters from those tiny islands in the Far East, the Nipponese. What? Did he really just say that? He means you now, Ryuno? I actually managed to work that out too. Thank you, Iris. Total betrayal? What are you talking about? That torn look of hatred in Lord Van Zeek's eyes. Was that directed solely at me, or was he talking about all Japanese people? An alarming, scathing explanation, Lord Van Zeeks. Still, the judiciary welcomes the return of the so-called Reaper of the Bailey, feared by all London malefactors. Your lordship is too kind. Now, jurors, the 6 of you have been selected at random to represent the will of the people in this trial. I'd love to see the familiar faces. Isn't that last guy the Russian dude that was on the newspaper a few cases ago? Okay, he's here. The old man's a doctor, apparently. I forgot about that. Are you ready to hear evidence placed before you and determine the guilt or innocence of the defendant? Oh, former lieutenant in the British Army here. Don't you know chaps like me were born ready? Clean cutlery, and a clean conscience. His lordship's motto is very appropriate here, I think. Everything will be stereoscopic in the future. Absolutely everything, and I'm ready for it. I don't understand it. I can't have left in there. It's not possible. But could I have? Don't tell me you operated on Mr. Sholmes. Women dispensary and society, stop. Female-centric future, oh wait, stop. He's gonna have to translate first. Good day. I am visiting London for sightseeing. I would like to take bus to Crystal Tower, please. Wait, what? It's like, are foreign people allowed to be on the jury? Even if they, they're just visiting. Is something wrong, Runo? Oh, not exactly. It's just... I'm fairly sure I recognize these jurors. Almost all of them, in fact. Really? Funny coincidences like that do happen from time to time, don't they? But it's really quite strange. The jurors are chosen at random from London's 6 million inhabitants, I feel like London's a lot smaller than that. So I've been led to believe, but something tells me I'm being duped. Very well. Now, Lord Van Zeeks. The court calls upon the prosecution to introduce the facts of the case. As you wish, my lord. Allow me to begin with a word of warning to the ladies and gentlemen of the jury. In short, there has never been a more self-evident case of cold-blooded murder. The victim, Mr. Pop Winterbanks, proprietor of a pawn shop on Baker Street, was shot from behind and died instantly. The prosecution presents this photographic prints of the crime scene. As the court will observe, there is a single bullet wound just below the gentleman's left shoulder. The evidence suggests that the bullet pierced the man's heart, resulting in near-instant death. Moving on to the findings of Scotland Yard's coroner, his report states that the bullet entered the body on a rising diagonal trajectory. And what's that supposed to tell us? It means the victim was likely shot by someone significantly shorter in height than himself. Someone like the accused, you might say. Huh. The prosecution wishes to present the autopsy report and a crime scene photograph as evidence, my lord. Indeed. The court accepts, hand them to the bailiff, please. Alright, so we got a report prepared by Scotland Yard coroner that confirms instant death due to a single bullet wound, no other signs of trauma. The crime scene photo has been entered into the courtroom record. I now ask the court to turn its attention to this plan of the establishment where the incident occurred. The proprietor was found in the storeroom where he kept articles pawned to him. A windowless room with a single point of entry. A door to the main shop that was found locked. In the sealed chamber, there were only 2 persons in presence. The victim, Mr. Winterbanks, and the accused. It may further interest the court to know that when the accused was discovered at the scene, he had in her hand the gun used to fire the fatal bullet. Well, that's it then, isn't it? Nothing to say. Isn't that creepy little girl? She's one of those filthy drabs that live in the slums in the East End. Oh well, it was only a matter of time before she got blood on there. What are the jurors waiting for? The girl's shifty. We can't jump to conclusions here. We mustn't assume her guilt because of what she has to do to survive. My learned Nipponese friend, it is you who mustn't jump to conclusions. The prosecution has barely begun presenting its case. Conveniently, this appalling act of murder did not go unobserved. There were witnesses. Good gracious! After their testimony, this girl's true nature will be exposed. Pitiful pickpurse or cold-hearted killer. Here's to establishing the truth. Court will take the floor plan and firearm into evidence. Hand them to the bailiff, please, Lord Van Zeeks. At once, my lord. Alright, so we got the crime scene and the gun itself. I want to take a look at that quickly. Alright, so the gun itself. Let's see if we can find anything on it. This is Mr. Winterbank's gun. The cylinder is completely empty. Oh, the cylinder is empty. Mr. Winterbank's always used to keep this gun to hand on his shop counter. Yes, but only ever with a single bullet loaded, I understand. That's right, to keep all the pawn articles that were in his car safe. But his one bullet was fired that night, and the poor man lost his life. Was he protecting the shop? I wonder. Trying to keep the articles safe? Alright, I don't quite see anything of significance from this gun. Alright, anything else? So we also got the floor plan. I don't think this tells us anything really. Alright, let's just proceed. This isn't good. I feel like the mood in here has turned very gloomy all of a sudden, Runo. I think that's because it has. Oh, he's going straight into it. Okay, well, this is where we're gonna have to stop this part here, though. So, thank you all so much for watching. Remember to like, comment, share, subscribe, and until then, I will see you all later. Goodbye.